Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Italian ebook before it's gone. Wait, before we start, do you want a bundle of 30 printable Italian PDF cheat sheets? Teaching you words and phrases for conversations for free? Then click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get access.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and today we're gonna talk about the working culture in Italy. La cultura del lavoro. La cultura del lavoro. Cultura, culture, and lavoro, job, work in general. Lavorare is the verb to work. Lavoro is the noun. Let's start with the typical working hours that go from 9 to 6 p.m. with 1 hour break in between. That hour break is usually from 1 to 2 p.m. because then you divide it 4 hours and 4 hours, right? And you have the lunch in between. La pausa pranzo. Pausa pranzo. Lunch break. Pausa pranzo is really important here, of course, because everything that has to do with food is important. So you usually have a whole hour or even more, but then people are not too happy about that because they have to go home later. So 1 hour is usually what you get. And you can either, okay, so if it's a big company, you have the mensa, so the cafeteria. So you can eat there because they have to provide for a lot of people, right? Otherwise, if it's smaller, they may even give you ticket pranzo, il ticket del pranzo. Pranzo is lunch. So the lunch ticket, it's basically like a prepaid card. It's not a card, it's just really a ticket with a barcode, and you can use it at places they have some partnership with, or even some grocery stores have them. So you can also bring your own food and then use them to buy other stuff. That's also something that is allowed. It's just like a benefit that the company gives you. If you do not have one or the other, which depends, by the way, on the amount of employees that you have, because then you have to provide for either the mensa or the lunch ticket. If it's a smaller company even, you usually have, if you're lucky, a fridge, un frigorifero, and un microwave, un microonde, that you can use at your own convenience. Mind you that if it's a lot of you, you may want to discuss turns on that. And then you have a specific space if the place allows, like you have a specific spot where you can eat, or you just eat at your desk. But of course, you're free to go out. You have a full hour break, so you go in places around your office. And in fact, restaurants often have the menu pranzo, the menu for lunch, which is already made, like you can just choose one or two options, but anyway, it's already set and for a fixed price. Also, nowadays, a lot of people do the takeout or the delivery anyway, so you can even have it delivered at your office, but that's not something that it's, let's say, organized by the administration. It's more like on groups of colleagues that decide on what to do, or even the single one. Otherwise, you just go to a bar. Mind you, bar is the one where you find coffee and other stuff, not only for alcohol, okay? And you get a panini, so a sandwich, un panino. So yeah, it really depends on the places, but usually that's something really valued, la pausa pranzo. Speaking of hours, usually they're not really flexible. Also, because in Italy, you have to divide, like everywhere else, I suppose, like public offices and private ones. The public ones are even less, I would say, flexible in times because they have to provide a service to the public, right? Private ones may be a bit more flexible, but in general, they want to stick to this time. Also because everyone else is doing that. So if you don't do that, then it's hard if you have to communicate with some partners that you have, or if you have to talk to someone that is doing that thing, right? So you want to keep it from 1 to 2. And in general, also other times, like from 9 to 6, some may have a flexible entrance window. So maybe from 8 to 9-ish. And then you do 8 hours and you go home, depending on when you got there. But not a lot of them, because they want to keep it kind of standard, so it's easier. Also, like to prevent people complaining about other people and stuff like that. So, as I was mentioning, we have I lavoratori pubblici, public workers, lavoratori pubblici, or privati, private, privati. When we talk about companies, we say compagnia, compagnia, or azienda, azienda, but that gives me the idea of big numbers. If I say ditta, ditta, that's also company, but like a smaller one, because I always think ditta familiare, family business, ditta familiare. Or also agency, like agenzia, that's also something that makes you think about smaller numbers, agenzia. But no matter what they are, they do have one capo, the CEO, can be il direttore, il presidente, so director, president. It's still what we would call capo, like with our colleagues, we would say il capo ha detto che, the boss said that. Legally, it's called datore di lavoro, so the one that gives the work, so the one that gives the job, the work, datore di lavoro. While people that work in the company are usually la segretaria, secretary, segretaria, or amministrazione, administration in general. Then we have the dirigenti, dirigenti, so like managers, people that decide what happens on behalf of the CEO. Legally, we also have the quadri, quadri, which means squares, but it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's more like supervisor, that's the level they're on. And then we go to employees in general, so impiegati, un impiegato, un'impiegata, due impiegati, or operai, operai, like manual work, while impiegati, it's more like office work. And then we also have the tirocinante, tirocinante, or the one that has the tirocinio, so the internship. Sometimes paid very little or not even paid, unfortunately. All these roles are divided into settori, so settori departments, like il settore commerciale, the sales one, commercial one, il settore amministrativo, administrative ones, and so on. It really depends on the reality of the company. Now, relationships between department and colleagues in general, between I colleghi, le relazioni tra colleghi, relationships between colleagues are always tricky, right? No matter where you go, here too. Again, it depends, like case by case. But in general, I would say that people tend to spend a lot of time with their colleagues, also because of the lunch break, or maybe they have to do trasferte, work trips together, and that's what makes them become closer, right? Because you spend a lot of time with them, especially if you do overtimes, straordinari, because it's something extraordinary, not because it's good or something that people really like, but because it's out of the ordinary of the normal time, so straordinari. Again, this really depends on the organization of the company, because if it's a ditta, so familiare, it's common for people to be closer because it's not so many people, so you get to know each other and maybe you also do like parties together. But if it's a bigger one, then maybe the human resource may organize some aperitivo, so that people mingle a bit and get to know each other. Especially nowadays, if some people are still working remotely, it's nice for them to have a chance to meet. I would say that in general, people try not to exaggerate, like to keep it a bit divided between having fun together, having dinner. Like that happens maybe for Christmas or summer, but not so many times, even though, again, it depends on the personal relationship also that you have with your colleagues. But people should not exaggerate in order to keep the work-life balance, right? Side note, in some places it doesn't happen, and that's also why I quit some of them. But anyway, that being said, work-life balance, it's still to be figured out, let's say, because a full-time job has 40 hours per week, quindi 40 ore alla settimana. And then you have to add straordinari if you need to. Straordinari are usually paid, but you have to do a minimum amount of time, like in order for it to be recognized, like let's say 15 or 20 minutes minimum, and then it goes on. So if you just stay like 10, 15 minutes more, that doesn't count. Or some places give you like more money in advance, like let's say every month, in the salary already. It's a forfait, because they know that sometimes you may have to stay there. At that point, you cannot refuse, right? But yeah, again, it really depends. Also because there are also some companies that expect you to stay without even paying. So yeah, depends where you're working. You do get days off, quindi giorni di riposo, but also permessi. It's a work permit, not that you have the permission to work, but that you have the permission to leave. It's usually around 100 and something hours per year. If you need to get, like, let's say 2 hours off to go to have a visit or something. And that's different from the holidays, which are supposed to be 2 weeks, quindi 2 settimane consecutively. So you have to put them together. So you have a break, total break from work, 2 settimane all'anno. But you also have to mature, that's what we say, devi maturare le ferie e I permessi. So when you start working, you don't have any. By time that you work, I think like every month you accumulate like 8 hours, let's say. It depends on the contract that you have, but the more you work, the more then you have days off, basically. So in the beginning, you may not have any, but it's also true that people usually try to compromise. Like if you need to have an exam, that's negotiable with the company, if they're human, at least. Then we also have maternità, so maternity leave, which is of 5 months, usually 2 before the delivery date and 3 after the baby is born. But you can choose depending on what you need, like if you have to rest more before the delivery day, or if you feel fine and you want to work till the very end, that's also okay. But you get 5 months minimum. Then if specific cases may have more. Quindi 5 mesi di maternità, 5 mesi di maternità. And you also have il congedo di paternità, so the paternity leave, congedo di paternità, and that's 10 giorni, 10 days. Again, in the 5 months, before and after the delivery date, you can choose when to get them. We also have the sick leave, which is called mutua. So if you're sick, you don't have to use your holidays day, but you do have to have a proper certificate that shows that you are sick, and you get that from your doctor, and it's sent directly to the company so they know. And with that, you have to be at home. So there may be controls with people like coming to your house and be like, are you at home? Are you fine? Okay, cool. Not because they want to check on your health, but because they want to make sure you're not pretending to be sick, right? And then maybe at the Maldives, right? But yeah, that's everything that applies if you work for a company. Otherwise, you can also have the lavoro autonomo, so autonomous labor, let's say, work, and you take care of everything yourself. So you don't have specific days, you just have contracts on projects, let's say, and then you manage your time the way you want, of course. But the reason why I've been talking more about the full-time position is because that's what usually in Italy people want to go for, at least till now. Then nowadays, of course, things are changing, because that allows you to then have loans or mortgage or any way to have a more sure spot, place in the world, or at least that's what people have been telling. And so people look for the contratto indeterminato. Contract indeterminato means that doesn't have an end. So that we're gonna work together forever, technically. So the contratto indeterminato is what it's harder to get, let's say, because some people may start with the internship and then un contratto determinato. So we determined, we already know when it finishes, and then you cannot have it like for more than 3 times or 2, like it depends on the level that you're working, but then the company, if they still want to work with you, they have to hire you, okay? So that's a warranty from both sides, because then you can ask for loans, mortgage, anyway, you know that you're gonna have that income every month, and the company also know that you're not gonna quit like from today and tomorrow, because you do have to say it before, and it depends on contracts. But yeah, the contratto indeterminato is what helps both sides, let's say. Also, with the company, you have paid leave and everything I told you before, while if you work on your own, that's up to you. I know that was a lot of information, but I hope I gave you a general idea of what's the working culture in Italy. But if you have any specific questions, feel free to write in the comments, and I will check and try to answer if I can help. If you want to keep learning Italian and Italian culture in the fastest, easiest, and most fun way possible, click the link in the description and sign up for your free lifetime account on ItalianPod101.com. I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Ciao ciao. Bye bye.
Now that you're finished with this lesson, don't forget, as a free bonus, you get over 30 conversation cheat sheets, but only if you sign up via the link in the description. You'll learn how to have flowing conversations and how to answer the most common questions. You can also print out these colorful cheat sheets to keep as physical study material. So don't miss out on this free gift. Click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get your PDF cheat sheets.
Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're going to talk about the top 5 businessmen in Italy. I 5 imprenditori più famosi in Italia. I 5 imprenditori più famosi in Italia. So even though with businessmen we mean people that, as you know, is in business, there's also women, right? That's why I use the word imprenditore, which is entrepreneur, which could also be imprenditrice if used referring to a woman. We're actually going to talk about 3 men and 2 women, talking about imprenditori and imprenditrici, so entrepreneurs in general. First one is Giovanni Ferrero. Giovanni Ferrero. He was born in 1964, then later on, like about 10 years later, he moved with the family to Bruxelles, and later he also went to the US in order to study marketing, and then he came back to Italy. Since 2011, he is the only CEO of Ferrero Industries, which you may know for Nutella, of course, but not only. It has many products, sweet products, and recently even not only sweets. The fun fact about this is that Nutella actually was born during the war when cocoa was not that easy to find, so this chocolate spread became a substitute of the chocolate that everyone was using. But then people liked it so much that even when they could go back to the products that they were used to, they didn't. Forbes said that Giovanni Ferrero is the richest man in Italy as in 2021. He's not only an entrepreneur, he's also a writer. In fact, there are many publications from him. Similar to the surname Ferrero, there is also Ferrari, which is probably what everyone knows the most. Enzo Ferrari. Enzo Ferrari. This is the second figure we're talking about. He was born in 1898 and died in 1988. When he was a kid, he was working in his father's offices and he learned about cars and mechanics and so on. Actually, it's said that he didn't even like to go to school. In fact, he preferred to stay and work with his father rather than going to school. He wasn't known as a good student. And when his father died, unfortunately, he couldn't work there anymore, so he asked to be hired by Fiat, but they didn't. So he wasn't always lucky, he had to struggle a bit, and then he later on found himself working for offices in Milan, an office that actually took care of putting old and broken cars back to the streets, so he had to test them, and that's how he became a great pilot. In fact, before working for Ferrari, as we know it nowadays, he was a pilot for races. In fact, that's where he started actually changing parts of the car, working with his team, and then later on founding the Scuderia Ferrari, so the automaker Ferrari. A fun fact about this is that the symbol, so you know the little horse on the cars, is actually a symbol that came from one of his friends, and it's called Cavallino Rampante. Cavallino Rampante. Cavallino is small horse, and Rampante is when he does that, right? Number 3, we have Silvio Berlusconi. Berlusconi. Most of you probably know him as a politician, but that's not how he started. He was born in 1936 and started his entrepreneur career in the construction field, and later on in the media and communication field. In fact, he was a pioneer in media channels. You have to think that in 1976, when he started, channels on TV were owned by the state only, and there was also a law that only allowed the state to live broadcast programs on TV. So private channels as well could not go live. So what he did was recording the day before the actual broadcast of the program, while other channels did that way before, not just the day before. So it became so fresh, let's say, that people actually kind of believed that it was live and became more interested in that than the state's channel. He started with just one, which was Canale 5, so channel number 5, and then also owned two more, Rete 4 and Italia 1, which is actually channel number 6. So 3 of them, and even more. So he also had presses and radios, not to mention that he was also really involved in sports. In fact, in 1986, he bought the soccer association AC Milan. Only later on, just in 1996, he then entered politics. So even before becoming famous as a politician, he was really well known for being an entrepreneur. And that's why he made it in this top 5 businessmen in Italy. Now, moving from businessmen to businesswomen, we'll talk about Donatella Versace. Donatella Versace. She was born in 1955, and after a degree in foreign languages, she actually followed her brother in Florence, where she enrolled in a fashion school, like her brother did. She's known to be the muse of her brother, Gianni Versace, who was the first to style and actually make and produce a collection of his own. He was kind of the mentor for Donatella Versace. And in 1978, they opened the first Versace boutique in Milan, where she took care of all public relationships and communication. Not to mention that she later on also became really involved in the producing of clothes as well. In fact, when unfortunately her brother was murdered in 1997, she then became the only head of Versace boutique. And even though in 2018 Versace was sold to Capri Holdings, she's still the only creative chief. There's no need to say what Versace is known for, not only clothes but also accessories and as a brand itself, because it has many collaborations with countless of famous people. Probably the most famous one was in 2006, I believe, with Jennifer Lopez, the green dress. That was even later on shown in a museum. Now, from Donatella Versace, which is also a great friend of this last figure we're talking about, we can move to Chiara Ferragni. Chiara Ferragni. I'm sure you all know her. Forbes defined her the most powerful influencer all over the world. She was born in 1987, and while she was studying law in Bocconi School in Milan, she started to blog about fashion and her lifestyle in general. It was 2009 when she officially started her blog called The Blonde Salad. With her ex-boyfriend, actually, they invested basically 500 euros for buying the domain of the website and in order to buy a camera, and that was it. And to think that now its value is more than $40 million, it's insane, right? So the blog started with posts about her lifestyle, the fact that she liked to play with fashion and put together actually clothes that weren't really seen together in the beginning. She was really daring. And that's how she began to be called at fashion shows also. Even though in the beginning, people didn't believe she would last, as we all know today she did. With the spread of Instagram, she began to post outfit looks only on the Instagram platform, and the Blonde Salad blog was only about lifestyle. So people who was following her had to move to Instagram to see her, because that was a more immediate way to post about fashion and to show what she was doing, what she was up to. And that was a great move for her. In fact, in 2010, she had her first shoe collection, and then in 2013, her brand, Chiara Ferragni Collection, which is not only about shoes anymore, but also clothes in general, makeup, and jewelry as well. In 2019, a documentary about her life came out on Amazon, and last year, so 2021, even a series about her family. She is in fact married to Fedez, which is a famous rapper in Italy. The both of them were awarded with Ambrogino d'Oro, which is a prize given to people, to inhabitants of Milan from the city itself, to people that are particularly involved in philanthropic actions. In fact, the both of them, Chiara and Fedez, were really active during the pandemic and started a lot of charity campaigns. So these were the 5 top businessmen and women in Italy. Let me know in the comments if you knew them already, or if there are others that you are more fond of and that you want to discuss about. Also, if you haven't done it yet, make sure to go on italianpod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Ciao ciao. Bye bye.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. Can learning a new language help you make money? In this video, you'll learn 3 ways that learning a language can help increase your income. So, if you know a language other than your native language, does it help you earn more money? Learning a new language provides a wide range of benefits, including personal growth, higher cognitive function, better resistance to age-related deterioration, and the opportunity to meet exciting new people from all over the world. But that's not all. It's possible that learning a foreign language can help you to earn more money throughout your life. Studies have shown that someone making $30,000 annually could boost their salary by at least $600 per year through applying their knowledge of another language. Over the course of a lifetime, that could add up to a significant contribution to your retirement savings or overall earnings. In this video, we're going to talk about how to get free language learning courses and tools that you can use for your studies, with the aim of boosting your income. One day, the extra money could possibly help you buy a new Ferrari, vacation home, or save more money for retirement. But first, let's look at a few ways you can make money with a second language. The first method is by exploring bilingual or multilingual job opportunities. With the rise of multinational corporations doing business all around the globe, the need for bilingual or even multilingual employees has never been higher. Therefore, knowing a second language can be extremely valuable. Having a second language as part of your skill set could help you make significantly more money than if you're fluent in just one language. So, in a very real way, learning a language online, even for free, can alter your career and earnings trajectory for the better, and it can help put you on the path towards the lifestyle you want. The second method is by exploring work you can do from home in your second language. It's possible to use your knowledge of a second language to work from home. There are many websites that have hundreds of paying translation jobs at any given time. Although the pay may vary significantly between jobs, and you probably won't actually become rich from such work, translation jobs can boost your salary and improve your lifestyle. And translation jobs aren't the only way to make money online from home. There are actually a wide range of opportunities out there for people to boost their income using their knowledge of a second language. These include copywriting, administrative work, and even multilingual IT jobs. The third method is by working overseas. If you love adventure or want to travel the world, you can put your language knowledge to use by taking advantage of bilingual or multilingual opportunities overseas. Put what you've learned to work in the real world. Combine your second language skills with the other skills you have and offer something special to employers. To start, think about a country where you might like to live someday, and begin your language studies with the language spoken in that country. With diligent work, you can master a language and secure a position with an overseas company. These are just a few of the ways you can put your knowledge of another language to use and make some extra money with your skills. Over time, this added income can make a huge difference in your life. Our language learning program provides a number of free language learning tools and resources as part of our free lifetime account. You can use these to get started with your language learning and begin working toward boosting your income throughout your life. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Signor Antonio, ecco la sua valigia.
Grazie mille e scusi per l'inconveniente. Perché quella faccia? Problemi lavoro?
Sì, riesco sempre a sbagliare e non me ne accorgo neanche.
Ricordo 10 anni fa quando ricevei una proposta di lavoro a Londra. Appena arrivato mi sentivo inadeguato e pensavo di non essere capace.
Esattamente come mi sento adesso. Sono un po' delusa di me stessa.
Non ti preoccupare, col passare del tempo vedrai che le cose miglioreranno. Sbagliando si impara.
Grazie, signor Antonio, apprezzo molto le sue parole.
Prego, mia cara, e non abbatterti, forza!
Now you will hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Sbagliare.
To make a mistake, be wrong.
Proposta.
Proposal, offer, suggestion.
Inadeguato.
Inadequate, deficient, unsatisfactory.
Capace.
Able, capable, skilled.
Esattamente.
Exactly, precisely.
Deluso.
Disappointed, frustrated.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Signor Antonio, ecco la sua valigia.
Grazie mille e scusi per l'inconveniente. Perché quella faccia? Problemi lavoro?
Sì, riesco sempre a sbagliare e non me ne accorgo neanche.
Ricordo 10 anni fa quando ricevei una proposta di lavoro a Londra. Appena arrivato mi sentivo inadeguato e pensavo di non essere capace.
Esattamente come mi sento adesso. Sono un po' delusa di me stessa.
Non ti preoccupare, col passare del tempo vedrai che le cose miglioreranno. Sbagliando si impara.
Grazie, signor Antonio, apprezzo molto le sue parole.
Prego, mia cara, e non abbatterti, forza!
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. And in this video we're gonna talk business, meaning we're gonna talk about business culture in Italy. La cultura aziendale in Italia. La cultura aziendale in Italia. Azienda is used to refer to a business, so an agency also. Aziendale is the adjective that comes from the name. Therefore, cultura aziendale. First things first, let's introduce ourselves, right? So you want to say your full name if you are the first one of your company to introduce yourself. Otherwise, if someone else from your company is introducing yourself, you just want to go with the name because you want to show that you are close. So you don't want to put emphasis on your surname instead of the one that already introduced himself, or on the company altogether. Like the company has to be the center of the attention. Mi chiamo Desiree. Mi chiamo Desiree. Mi occupo di. My position is. I'm in charge of. Literally, la mia posizione è. But you wouldn't say that. You just say mi occupo di. So I take care of. And then you say what you do. Also, if someone else is introducing yourself, they probably already said your name. So you just say piacere di conoscerla. Piacere di conoscerla. Or just piacere is also fine. What I want you to notice here is that I said piacere di conoscerla, which is the third person singular, and that's the language that you want to use in business. Unless the person you're talking to says that he wants to be referred with the tu form, dammi del tu, give me the you form, or mi dia del tu, saying that with the formal way. Unless that happens, you want to stick to the third person, because that's the formal language. So, mi dica come posso aiutarla. Example. Tell me, mi dica come posso aiutarla. Cosa posso fare per lei? Cosa posso fare per lei? What can I do for you? Even though I'm saying lei as third person, I'm referring to you. Tell me what can I do for you, but not addressing you directly, always using the third person. Speaking of greetings, before COVID, we used to shake hands with everyone new we met, and especially be careful because the bosses have to do that first. While they do that, you can do that with the other people that are there as well for the other company too. But then only after your boss, you greet the boss of the other company. But I think that's just common sense everywhere, not just in Italy. But yeah, we do handshake, not right now, because of course there's social distancing. And sometimes, since this is really the core of this video, since business is really based on human relationships in Italy, sometimes there's even a hug, because it depends how many times you've seen the person. In fact, since human connections are really important, le relazioni umane sono molto importanti, you need to go through the small talk. So, you talk about family, famiglia, or the weather, or come è stato il viaggio? How was the trip? How was the journey? Assuming someone came to visit you. Oggi fa proprio caldo. Today is really hot. Or have you heard about hai sentito che? So meetings don't really start right away talking about business. You have to get into the mood, to just greet the other person, meet them, like you were friends. So you talk a bit about weather if you don't know what to talk about, or if you do know them, then maybe you ask about the family or a specific condition they went through or something else. Small talk. Also, meetings are not always made to talk business, meaning that sometimes it's just to meet the other person. And then if we do like them or if they like us, then you talk business through emails, for example, or later on the phone. The meeting could end with you not touching on the business topic at all, or even not deciding proper things. What I mean is the meeting is made to brainstorm, to produce ideas, to confront yourself with the other person. So don't get mad or confused if the meeting doesn't have a proper decision at the end, business-wise. Also, meetings often take place in restaurants, meaning during lunchtime or dinner time, so you can drink wine while you're working. Bere del vino, offrire del vino, to offer some wine, is really common. I would say it's a must. So if you invite someone like a business partner, then it's up to you to pay for them as well. Here too, remember, don't talk business before the main entry at least, okay? Talk about storie personali, personal stories, anecdotes, or just something that you did over the weekend. Also, remember the dinner could be late as well, like 9, or in some southern parts, even 10. Speaking of time, let's specify that Italian office hours are usually 9 to 6, with an hour break in between, like usually from 1 to 2, okay? But you do not want to do business in August, like you don't even suggest a meeting, or during a Catholic holiday, of course. Let's talk about punctuality. I know that you may say that it's not really important, like we do allow some minutes of lateness and that's okay, but I wouldn't say more than 15 because that's really the maximum. And I think we got it from the university time. Check the video on school if you want to know what I'm talking about. Il quarto d'ora accademico, it's allowed, but no more than that. We've talked about meetings and about what to expect from them, but what you really want to pay attention to is the dress code. So let's admit that you want to dress to impress, right? Because even though Italians often say that l'abito non fa il monaco, dress doesn't make the priest, literally, so you shouldn't judge from appearance, l'abito non fa il monaco. Even though we say that a lot, la prima impressione è quella che conta. First impression is what counts. La prima impressione è quella che conta. So you do want to dress to impress, but I'd say quality over originality. Of course, depending on the business that you're in, because if it's fashion, you want to go all in. But generally speaking, I would say that men have to stick to dark colors and like just a few accessories, maybe a watch, and that's it. Like, of course, the wedding ring if you have it. And for women as well, you may want to have accessories like ring, necklace, or earrings, or even brooches on your jacket. But I would say not all of them together, because you still want to be discreet, formal, and I repeat, quality over originality. As you know, we're kind of like into brands, fashion brands. So yeah, dress code. That will also help you to make not only a good impression, but bella figura. Fare bella figura means to have a nice figure, literally, but it means to have a nice impression overall. So not just your appearance, but also your way of behaving. For example, you want to be formal, but also friendly, right? As I said before, be careful about the form that you use, and also about buongiorno and buonasera. For example, buongiorno, good day, buonasera, good night. Like if it's evening, good evening. You don't want to say salve, for example. Salve, it's a greeting that a lot of people think it's formal because you don't really use it with your friends, but it's actually not. Because it comes from Latin and it just meant like hi in Latin. So nowadays, a lot of people care about the fact that it's not completely formal. So don't use that, not even in emails. Emails that, let's remember, must be answered within 24 hours. If you want to do a bella figura again. There's no gift-giving culture in Italy. In business, of course, then there are souvenirs in between friends, but not in business. Like, for example, in Japan, it's common to bring gifts from one company to the other, but in Italy, we don't do that. But really, really important is coffee. For example, if I'm inviting you to my office, I do want to offer you coffee. I will have it at my office, or I'll ask you if you want to stop by, like before getting to the office, or do you want to just get out the office to get some coffee? Because coffee is really what we think of like when we say hospitality. So if we want to be nice, we offer coffee. Now, this leads me to talk about not only relationships between businesses, so agencies or different people that still haven't met, but let's talk about business culture inside the business itself. Meaning, that, okay, there is no gift-giving culture, but you want to offer something for your birthday in the office. For example, you want to bring some pastries or something to share with your colleagues. Colleagues, which is colleghi di lavoro. Or you may want to pay for the coffee if you're going to a bar, to get something in the morning. So sharing is really, really important in Italian business. Sharing, condividere a meal, condividere un pasto with some business partners, but also condividere del cibo with your colleagues. Share some food with your colleagues, or just make a brindisi, make a toast. Like, for example, you can bring some wine and just have some with your colleagues during lunch or at the end of the day. You also want to bring something to celebrate, for example, your retirement or your wedding. You want to make sure your colleagues know it's really, really important to share, because that makes us feel like family. So coffee break is really also important inside the business. I can ask you, if you're my colleague, cosa fai questo weekend? What are you doing this weekend? I can ask you this on Friday and then on Monday. So how did that thing went? Come è stato il weekend? It's really important to have genuine connections inside the office. Of course, that means that sometimes you may hear some gossip, let's say, but after all, we're just a big family in business as well. Siamo una grande famiglia. We're a big family. Of course, everything I said depends on the company and on the size of the company, because that's also really important. Because if it's like, just a small group of people, you can get more familiar with them. Otherwise, if it's like hundreds, of course, it's harder. But still, what I said, I think applies to any group of work in Italy. So I hope this gave you an idea of what to expect if you have to deal with an Italian business partner, or even if you get into an Italian company, for example. So let me know in the comments if there's something that happened to you that kind of shocked you or that you didn't expect. Like, I heard someone saying that about drinking wine during working hours. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't done it yet, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on italianpod101.com. Just click the link in the description and download our PDF lessons to be able to have even more real Italian conversations with native speakers. I see you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. Today, traditional classrooms are no longer the only or even best place to learn a new language. More and more people are finding that they can easily learn a language just about anywhere they have a few minutes of spare time, including their daily commute to work. According to the US Census Bureau, the average American spends over 50 minutes a day commuting to and from work, or over 300 hours a year. But rather than simply sitting in traffic and wasting the time, you can instead use your daily commute to literally learn a new language in just a few short months. Our language learning program has specialized learning tools that you can use on your commute to and from the office to master a language in your spare time. What are some reasons traditional classroom settings just aren't the best option for most people in today's fast-paced world? Difficulty getting to and from class. Learning on someone else's schedule. Very expensive and may cost thousands of dollars to complete. Can take years to finally complete classes and learn the language. The simple truth is the traditional classroom instruction is simply not a viable option for most people in today's very fast-paced, time-starved world. Now, let's examine how you can learn a language faster, more easily, and at far less expense than traditional classes, all during your commute to work and back home again. 3 reasons your daily commute can help you master a language in the next year. On average, Americans spend more than 300 hours per year commuting. During the commute to and from work, over 6 hours a week is completely wasted. The time isn't used to help you reach any goals or objectives. But thanks to online language learning platforms with audiobooks and other resources that you can access during your commute, you can easily transform wasted time into progress toward learning a new language. With over 300 hours available annually, your daily commute could provide you with enough time to gain significant skills in a new language each and every year. Increase your earning potential while commuting to work. How would you like to transform all those spare commuting hours each week into more money for a new car, house, or even a dream vacation? According to research, someone making $30,000 per year can boost their annual income by $600 or more per year by learning a second language. Over the course of a lifetime, that's a significant amount. How? From work-at-home translation jobs to working overseas, there are many ways to leverage your second language into more money in your bank account. So instead of wasting your precious time, you can make your commute more productive and eventually profitable. The more languages you learn, the higher your income potential. Repetition is key to mastering a new language. Not sure if it's practical to learn another language while commuting to and from work each day? Well, not only is it possible, learning in your car on the way to and from work each day can actually help you learn and master any language quickly. The simple truth is that repetition is absolutely vital to truly internalizing and mastering any language. So, if you listen to audiobooks or even audio lessons on your commute to work, and then repeat the same lesson on your commute home, the information is more likely to be locked into your long-term memory. Our language learning program has been helping people learn and master language in the comfort of their home, during their daily commute, or any place they have a few spare minutes of time. Here are 5 features of our program that make it easy to learn a new language while commuting to and from work. First, the largest collection of audio lessons on the planet by native speaker instructors. Every single week, native speaker instructors create new audio lessons. All lessons are short, to the point, and guaranteed to improve your mastery of a language. Second, the word of the day. Simply exposing yourself to new information and vocabulary terms helps increase your fluency and mastery of your target language. So every single day, check out the word of the day and memorize it during your commute. It's a quick and easy way to boost your vocabulary every day. Third, daily dose mini lessons. Have a short commute to work but still want to make progress towards learning more than just vocabulary? Not a problem. Our daily dose mini lessons are 1 minute or less and are designed to improve your grammar, conversations, and pronunciation. Fourth, all content is available on a convenient mobile app. You don't need a PC or tablet to learn during your daily commute. Instead, all of our lessons, tools, and resources are available 24/7 via our mobile app. That means you can access all of our audio lessons and other tools during your commute to work or anytime you have a few spare minutes. Fifth, audiobooks and other supplemental resources. In addition to the world's largest online collection of HD audio lessons, our language learning program has audiobooks to enhance your understanding and make it more convenient than ever to learn a language during your commute. The average commute time of most Americans is over 300 hours each year, and it's the perfect opportunity to learn and master a new language. Use the dead time during your daily commute to learn a new language and potentially boost your lifetime earnings. Whatever your motivation, our language learning program has the tools and resources necessary to help you learn a new language each year during your commute to and from work. So, if you're ready to finally learn a new language the fast, fun, and easy way, sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Signing up takes less than 30 seconds, and you'll start speaking from your very first lesson. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hi guys, welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Desiree, mi chiamo Desiree, but you can call me Daisy. Ma potete chiamarmi Daisy. And in this video we're gonna learn together numbers in Italian. I numeri. I numeri. For the first 10, the most important ones, I'm gonna try to give you examples or anyway way of sayings in order for you to remember them in an easier way. First of all, we have uno, which is 1, as in like sei il numero uno. You are in the number 1, like you're the best. Due, 2, a thing that Italians like a lot, chatting. Fare 2 chiacchiere. Literally, to have 2 chats basically means to chit-chat, so to talk a bit, hopefully in front of a coffee. And then, of course, non c'è 2 senza 3. There's no 2 without 3. So 3 is 3. Quattro, quattro. If you remember due with due chiacchiere, then add fare due chiacchiere a quattro occhi. Quattro occhi, so 4 eyes, right? Means let's talk, just me and you. A quattro occhi. 5, cinque. Let's say the 5 senses, I cinque sensi. The hardest thing to pronounce in this word is que, cinque, because there's the You have to stop a moment before adding que, because otherwise cinque, no. Cinque, take your time to pronounce it slowly, and then it will come more natural. Say, 6 is what high school students want, because in Italy, 6 is what you need to pass an exam, which is evaluated on a scale out of 10. Sette, 7. We say sudare 7 camicie, so to sweat 7 shirts, means that you're really trying and that you're really putting effort into it. And then we have otto. If you remember quattro, which is 4, we say fare in quattro e quattro otto, which means to do something in a really quick way. It's something really fast. Quattro e quattro otto, literally 4 and 4, 8. Quattro e quattro otto. 9. Il lavoro inizia alle 9, because usually that's when people start working in the offices, right? 9. And then we have 10, 10. Let's see. Italy, soccer, there's the goalkeeper, and 10 giocatori, 10 players. 10. Now, 10 is a really important sound to remember, even if you don't remember how to say that. When you hear that, you know that it has something to do with numbers from 10 to 19. Because in the next 9 numbers too, even if you don't hear the word 10, there is dici or dicia, which means it has something to do with 10. In fact, for 11, the word is undici. Undici. Then we have dodici, 12. 13 is tredici, 14. 14. 15 is 15. This Q is again like in cinque, it's in 15 too. 15, 16, 16. Until this point, the part that refers to 10 was at the end of the word, but from 17 to 19, it shifts to the beginning. So 17, it's 17. 18, it's 18. And 19 is 19. And as I said till here, you probably just have to learn them by heart. But from now on, things get easier. So breathe again, it's gonna be better. Because we have 20 as 20. From there on, you just add one of the decimal numbers that you already know. So 20 and uno becomes 21. Just because when we have 2 vowels together, one goes away, right? So 20 and uno becomes 21. But then you just say 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Then again with otto, which starts with a vowel, is 28 all together. So not 20 and 8, but 28, and then 29. And you can work with this with the next numbers too, like 30 is 30. Be careful with 33 because it gets tricky, it's 33. 40 is 40. And it's easy to remember that it comes from quattro, right? Quattro becomes 40, while cinque becomes 50. So 51, 52, and so on. Then we have 60 for 60. 60. I know this is a bit tricky, but you just have to stop the S sound for a bit. 60. 60. And 70. 70. So in this case, it's not double S, but S and T. 70. 70. 80 is 80. It's easy to see that it comes from 8. 80. And 90 is 90. So from 9, which is 9, 90. And with hundreds too, it's easy, because once you know 100, which is 100, be careful because in Italian we don't say un cento, we just leave it as it is, 100, 100. Then you just add the number, 101, 102, 120, 136. I'm just giving numbers here. And that's an important expression, because in Italian when you say dare I numeri, so basically to say numbers, to tell numbers, to give numbers, literally, it means that you're a bit crazy, because you don't really know what you're saying. And here I'm just giving numbers. I'm just going out of my mind with random numbers. The last number, 1000, 1000, 1000. Again, we don't say 1000, but just 1000. While if you want to say 2000, then it's 2000. And 1000 is very, very, very useful, because when we want to thank someone, we just say grazie mille. Thanks 1000 literally, but thanks a lot. So yeah, grazie mille for watching. Thank you very much for watching. And remember that if you want to be able to have real Italian conversations with Italian native speakers, just click the link in the description and download our PDF lessons, which include Italian phrases that you need for your daily life. And if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye. Ciao, ciao.
Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're gonna talk about formal Italian. Linguaggio formale. Il linguaggio formale. So when you study, you're probably used to see the informal form on books. So la forma informale, la lingua informale, which is the one that uses tu, so you, for example, in dialogues. But to be formal, you have to use the third person, so lei, lei. What I mean is that, as you know, there are 6 subjects in Italian, 6 possible subjects. So io, me, io, tu, you, lei or lui, so she or he, noi, we, you all, voi, and they, loro. When you're talking to a friend of yours, you just say tu, right? Ciao, come stai? Tu. Hi, how are you? Come stai? But if you're talking to someone that you don't know, or even someone that you know, like your boss, for example, and you want to be formal, then you have to use the third person. Lei, lei. Let's pay attention. I know this is tricky because lei means she, right? But actually you use it with males as well. Let's assume you're talking to your boss and let's assume he's a guy. You have to say, lei come sta? Lei come sta? Which means how are you, but in a formal way. So how is she, literally. But that she refers to him. It's easier than it seems, because actually you don't even have to think about the genre of the person you're talking to, because you can always use lei. So, come stai, how are you, becomes come sta, because the conjugation of the verb stare goes like io sto, tu stai, lei sta, right? Cosa fai? What are you doing? Cosa fa? What are you doing, but in a formal way. That being said, you may think, okay, I'm never gonna use the formal language, but even if you're not using it yourself, be careful because people are still gonna use it with you, especially when you go to shops, for example. So even if they say lei, still keep listening because they may be talking to you. and not about someone else. For example, if I'm inside a shop and you come in, buongiorno, buongiorno, cerca qualcosa in particolare? Are you looking for something in particular? Cerca, third person singular, so lei cerca or lui cerca if it helps you. But I'm still referring to you. I'm asking you. Lei cerca qualcosa di particolare? Instead of cerchi qualcosa di particolare. Another simple example could be tu sei molto gentile. You are really kind. Tu sei molto gentile. Which becomes lei è molto gentile. Lei è molto gentile. Technically, there is no way to know if someone is referring to you or someone else, except from the context, okay? But this is only for oral dialogues, because actually, in written language, lei, when it refers to a formal you, it's written with a capital letter, even if it's in the middle of the phrase. Non solo la sua famiglia, ma anche lei è molto gentile. Not only your family, but you as well are really kind. Here, I just wanted to show you that even in the middle of the phrase, lei has a capital letter. But from this phrase, we can also notice something else. So since you're referring to you as in third person, you also have to change the adjectives and the pronouns. Meaning, even if I'm talking about you, I'm not gonna use the adjective tuo, so not even your family, non solo la tua famiglia, because in that case I would have to use tu, which is not formal. So I'm using sua because that's the possessive adjective for her. And the same goes for pronouns. For example, ti regalo questo, to you. I'm giving this to you. This is a gift for you. Ti regalo questo. Still talking to you, but in a formal way, le regalo questo. Le regalo questo. Of course, as I was saying before, it depends on the context. So if you know that this person has been referring to you with lei, then le regalo questo is of course for you. But if you're just talking to a friend and you're talking about, for example, his girlfriend, then le regalo questo refers to his girlfriend, of course. Another thing that I want to tell you is that when you use the formal language, when you're using the imperative, that becomes conjunctive. So, if I would be saying, dammi la penna, give me the pen, that becomes mi dia la penna. Maria, vieni con noi a cena. Vieni con noi a cena. Vieni, imperative form, come with us to dinner. Come have dinner with us. Maria, venga con noi a cena. Venga con noi a cena. From the conjunctive form, che lei venga. And this is called forma di cortesia, courtesy form, basically. Because I'm giving you an order, but trying to be kind. I'm just inviting you. The formal form is one of the hardest things to use in Italian, but I hope that thanks to this video, at least you can understand it. Okay, so if someone is talking to you with lei, but allow me to give you a tip that may save you. When someone is talking to you with the lei form and you may be confused, you can just say, per favore, dammi del tu. Per favore, please, dammi del tu. Which literally means give me you. Of course, it doesn't mean anything bad. It just means that the other person can refer to you with the tu form. Per favore, dammi del tu. Please give me the you form. Or you can just say, diamoci del tu. Let's give each other the you form. Diamoci del tu. Diamoci del tu. If someone else tells you, mi dia del tu, for example, mi dia del tu, it means that they are using the formal form with you, but they want to be treated as you. And that's also a lifesaver, because then you can be, okay, then me too. Anche a me, anche a me. To me too, me too. Dammi del tu. Diamoci del tu. So if you were patient enough to come to the end of this video, now you know how to save yourself from the lei form. La ringrazio. I'm thanking you. La ringrazio. Pronoun for lei. So la ringrazio. I'm thanking you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you haven't done it yet, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on ItalianPod101.com. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Elena, allora dove ti porto? Vuoi andare a casa?
Non so se passare da Valeria o andare direttamente a casa.
Valeria non lavora più alla panetteria?
No,
Ok, cosa devo fare? O ti lascio da Valeria o ceniamo assieme, scegli tu.
lo so, è che proprio stasera hai ricevuto la tua nuova macchina. Potevamo andare a cena insieme.
Non ti preoccupare, dai, possiamo cenare insieme dopodomani, ovvero domenica.
Allora va bene, andiamo pure da Valeria. Vuoi prendere l'autostrada o la strada statale?
Penso che sia meglio l'autostrada con questo traffico.
Ok,
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
casa,
Home, house, one's place.
casa, casa, direttamente,
Directly, straight.
direttamente, direttamente, panetteria,
Bakery,
panetteria, panetteria, cenare,
to have dinner, to dine.
cenare, cenare, dopodomani,
The day after tomorrow.
dopodomani, dopodomani, autostrada,
Highway,
autostrada, autostrada.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Elena, allora dove ti porto? Vuoi andare a casa?
Non so se passare da Valeria o andare direttamente a casa.
Valeria non lavora più alla panetteria?
No,
Ok, cosa devo fare? O ti lascio da Valeria o ceniamo assieme, scegli tu.
lo so, è che proprio stasera hai ricevuto la tua nuova macchina. Potevamo andare a cena insieme.
Non ti preoccupare, dai, possiamo cenare insieme dopodomani, ovvero domenica.
Allora va bene, andiamo pure da Valeria. Vuoi prendere l'autostrada o la strada statale?
Penso che sia meglio l'autostrada con questo traffico.
Ok,
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Italian ebook before it's gone.